The headlights grew larger. Maya's breath locked in her throat as the familiar midnight blue bus rolled to a stop before her. Its engine purred like a slow, steady heartbeat. The doors sighed open, spilling a ribbon of pale fog across the cracked asphalt. She stepped back, shaking her head. "No," she whispered to no one. "I'm not getting on again." The bus didn't move. It only waited, lights flickering as though it were breathing. Her phone buzzed. The screen, still frozen at 1:18 a.m., now displayed a single message. "You can't walk away." She turned to run, but the fog thickened behind her like a wall of wet concrete. Each step she took carried her no farther. The road simply stretched forward, the bus always at the same distance. Her own frantic footsteps echoed back with a half-second delay, as if someone was following just behind. A deep voice, low and familiar, rolled from the fog. "You still have a seat." Maya spun toward the sound. A figure emerged from the mist. It was herself. Same dark green hoodie, same pale face, but the eyes were wrong. Black voids that swallowed the meager light. This second, Maya smiled and gestured toward the bus. "You left something unfinished," the doppelganger said. "Come back, or stay here forever." The fog around the double pulsed with a faint heartbeat. Each beat tightened the air, pressing against Maya's ribs until breathing felt like swallowing stones. "I'm not you," Maya croaked. "You will be," the double replied. Before she could move, the ground beneath her shivered. Hairline cracks snaked across the asphalt, glowing faintly red like veins under skin. From each crack seeped a dark, tar-like substance that smelled of rust and rain. The doppelganger stepped closer, leaving no footprints, her smile stretching wider with every heartbeat. Maya stumbled backward toward the bus despite herself. The doors yawned wider. Inside, the aisle lights flickered on one by one, revealing empty seats that seemed to lean toward her like eager listeners. The double tilted her head. "Board, or be buried." Maya bolted, not toward the bus, but across the shoulder into the forest. The pine woods swallowed her whole. Branches clawed at her clothes. The fog followed, coiling between the trees like living smoke. Behind her, she heard the bus engine rev, not fading but following, its mechanical growl somehow weaving through the trunks. She pushed deeper until the trees opened into a clearing. At its center stood a building that shouldn't have existed. A crumbling train station, iron clock frozen at 1:18, its face cracked in bleeding rust. No tracks stretched from it, only black voids where rails should have been. A single lantern glowed above the ticket counter. Beneath it sat an old man in a conductor's uniform. His skin was paper-thin, almost translucent, revealing slow black veins beneath. "Ticket?" he asked, voice dry as ash. I don't have one," Maya stammered. His eyes, pale and cloudy, lifted to meet hers. "You already bought it. The ride just changes cars." The station trembled. From the darkness behind the counter, a train whistle wailed, low and mournful. Through the broken wall, she saw it approach. A ghost train, its cars glowing faint blue, wheels sparking without sound. Each car bore the same nameplate, Hollow Pines Express. The old conductor extended a skeletal hand. "Board and the loop will end. Refuse, and you'll wander between stops. Forever." Maya backed away. "This is another trap." The conductor's smile cracked his parchment skin. "All journeys are traps. The question is, which one you choose." The ground beneath her shook violently. Behind the station, the midnight blue bus roared into the clearing, headlights blazing. From the forest to her right, the ghost train hissed to a stop. Both doors, bus and train, stood open, waiting. Her doppelganger emerged from the fog again, standing midway between the two. Choose, it whispered, or the road will choose for you. The train's windows flickered with fleeting images. Her childhood bedroom, a classroom, her mother's face, smiling, then vanishing. Each image carried a strange warmth, a promise of memories she longed for but could never reach. The bus windows glowed with a colder light. Inside, she glimpsed the veiled woman from the inn, the stitched passengers, the eyeless driver, all watching in patient silence. The conductor raised a rusted pocket watch. Its hands spun wildly but always returned to 118. Time decide, he said, and time is almost done. The cracks in the clearing widened, spewing tar that bubbled like boiling oil. From its surface rose pale arms, too many grasping at her ankles, pulling. Maya fought to keep her footing. Her double only smiled, unmoving, eyes as black as the tar. A scream tore through the clearing, not hers. She turned toward the train. Through one glowing window, she saw another Maya pounding on the glass, eyes wide, mouth stitched shut but bleeding. The stitched Maya raised a hand and pressed it against the window. Across the clearing, Maya felt the same burning pressure against her own palm, as if touching unseen glass. The double stepped closer, whispering now with a dozen overlapping voices. Every version rides. Every version ends. Only one chooses. The tar surged higher, clawing at her knees. Heat burned through her legs like molten iron. She made a decision. With a raw scream, Maya sprinted toward the train, leaping onto the nearest step as the ground split open behind her. The conductor's smile widened. Departure confirmed, he said, and the doors slammed shut. The train lurched forward, gliding silently over nothingness. Through the windows, the forest dissolved into a tunnel of endless night. Stars flickered outside but never stayed still, like insects trapped in glass. Maya stumbled into an empty car. Rows of velvet seats faced forward. Each held a single object, a childhood toy, a photograph, a cracked smartphone, fragments of memories she barely recognized. As she passed, each item whispered her name. At the far end of the car stood a door marked Conductor. Light leaked from beneath it, pulsing to the rhythm of her heartbeat. She reached for the handle. The door swung open before she touched it. Inside was not the conductor. It was the driver, the same eyeless figure from the bus, now wearing a conductor's cap over his smooth gray head. Different car, he rasped. Same destination. The walls of the car began to ripple like liquid. Seats melted into bus benches. The velvet carpet darkened into cracked rubber flooring. Windows shrank into the narrow panes of a midnight blue bus. She turned. The train had become the bus. Passengers with stitched mouths sat silently, turning their heads toward her in perfect unison. The driver gripped the wheel, black veins bulging under his skin. "We don't stop," he said, voice grinding like metal. "Not for the living. Not for the dead. Only for the willing." Maya staggered backward. Every door behind her opened to reveal herself in countless variations, running, screaming, silently smiling. Each version reached out, whispering the same phrase. Stay. It's easier if you stay. The bus began to accelerate, windows filling with a blur of stars and black void. The engine's pulse synced with her racing heart until she could no longer tell which belonged to her. She closed her eyes, desperate for a way out. A single thought cut through the noise. This is a loop, but loops can break. She lunged for the emergency handle beside the door. This time it tore free with a sound like splitting bone. Light exploded around her. When the light faded, she was standing on the roadside again. The forest was gone. The bus was gone. Only endless highway under a dead, starless sky. Her phone buzzed. The screen showed 1:18 a.m. Beneath it, a new message appeared. Next pickup canceled. Relief surged through her until the text slowly bled into new words. Passenger transferred. Driver, Maya. Behind her, an engine purred to life. She turned. A midnight blue bus materialized from the darkness. But this time, no one sat in the driver's seat. The door swung open. Inside, every stitched passenger raised their heads in perfect unison and spoke for the first time. Welcome back, driver. The engine roared. Maya felt the key in her pocket, a tarnished brass key warm as the living flesh. And she knew the ride was far from over.
What will happen to Maya? Subscribe to listen her story in next part.